Hey guys, Will Mason here at the Demo Lab in the barn, the Mason Music Recording Studio, bringing you another demo, another review of an instrument. Today we're going to be checking out the Alvarez RS26. This is a student model guitar. Actually, the S stands for school, but I like to think of it as a student model because that's exactly who this guitar is made for. It's a great instrument. We're going to talk about some of the features and the reasons why it might be the right guitar for you. We're also going to talk about why you need to watch out for some of the other cheap guitars that are on the market right now if you're shopping for a child, for example. And then I'm going to shut up and play the instrument so you can hear what it sounds like. So to begin with, this is kind of a 3/4 size guitar, and there's some benefits that come along with that in terms of the playability of the instrument. Anytime I'm talking about a guitar or checking out a guitar, I'm looking for three things. I want to know what it feels like, what it looks like, and what it sounds like. So this guitar, first of all, feels great. For students who are beginning on an instrument, they need a guitar that's going to be easy to play. And when you're looking online, or if you're going into a store that's not really a music store and you're looking at the guitars, you know what I'm talking about. Especially if you're looking at something under $100, there's some things to really watch out for. So whether or not you end up buying this guitar from me, I really want you to find a great instrument because I care more about your child actually wanting to play the guitar because that's just how I'm wired. So three things to look out for if you're buying an entry-level cheaper guitar, especially under $100, really watch out. The tuners, the action, and the frets. All right, so the tuners, these are what keep the guitar in tune. And to save money, a lot of the cheaper guitars are going to use really cheap tuners. And the problem with that is you're not going to be able to keep the instrument in tune. So your child is practicing on the guitar and it falls out of tune. All of a sudden it doesn't sound good anymore. That's a problem. They're not going to want to practice. They're going to get frustrated and put the guitar down. We don't want that. Second of all, the action. The action is the distance from the string to the fretboard. And the reason that's really important is that the higher up the action is, the harder it is to push down the string. And a lot of the cheaper guitars are going to have really bad action. It's going to be really difficult to push down the string. And again, it's going to hurt and your kid is going to put the guitar down and not pick it back up. It's not what we want. And then the last thing is the frets. On a lot of the cheaper guitars, the wood they use has not been properly cured or dried out. So they install the frets, they make the guitar, and they ship it out. And then over time, as the wood does cure and dry out, those frets start sticking out of the edge of the neck. And the problem with that is they're sharp. They're like razors. And we have, in the past, sold other brands of guitars that had that problem. And you would literally slide your hand up and down and look at your fingers, and they would be cut. Not bleeding or anything, but they would be little, cuts in your finger. Not what anybody wants when they're playing the guitar, just not comfortable. And a lot of the cheaper guitars have that problem. The good news about this instrument is it has none of those problems. We've got diecast tuners that are really great at keeping the guitar in tune. I've been playing around with it all day and it's stayed in tune really well. Really fun instrument to play. Then the action is perfect. They set these guitars up here in the States after they're shipped over from overseas, and they really go to a lot of trouble to make sure that they're set up correctly and that the action is good, that the neck is straight, and they're easy and fun to play. And then they have a binding on the side of the fretboard that's going to keep those frets from poking out. And of course, they're also just using better quality materials to start with, so they don't have that problem at all. So those are some reasons why this is a great option for the beginner guitar. It's also super affordable. Of course, price point plays into it. And so it's not going to break the bank. Right now it's under $200 for this instrument. So without further ado, I'm going to play some stuff on the guitar so you can hear what it sounds like. We'll talk about some of the materials after that, and then we'll wrap up. All right, here we go. So it's a good sounding guitar. It is smaller, so you're going to have a little bit of a different sound than a full-size guitar, but it really does sound good. And that's one of those things, it's hard to tell, if you're just looking at a picture online, but you're watching a video, you get to hear what it sounds like. Let me play something that's got a little bit of picking to it so you can hear kind of how clear the sound is on this guitar when you're going through individual strings. So we'll do another Beatles tune. So yeah, that's actually my favorite song in the whole world. Well, Here Comes the Sun action. It's super fun to play. I have really been enjoying just sitting around kind of noodling on this guitar. Even as an adult, it's comfortable to play, but especially for kids, because again, it's gonna be the smaller size. And one of the things that comes along with that smaller size is a shorter scale length. So the distance from here to here is actually 2 inches shorter than on a typical full-size instrument. And that's just another thing that makes it a little bit more playable because you're gonna have less tension on the strings. So it's easier to push down. Kids aren't gonna complain as much about their fingers hurting. That's one of the big humps for kids to get over when they're starting on the instrument, is it's a little bit, it hurts and you have to build up calluses. So you want an instrument that's easy to play so that it gives you a little bit of room and kind of an on-ramp to build up those calluses without just hurting your fingers. And then also the nut is a little bit narrower, so by about 1/16 of an inch, which means that the strings are all just a little bit closer together. So when your students are learning how to play their C chord, their F chord, their G chord, their fingers are a little bit closer and it's easier to learn those chord shapes. So very, very good instrument to put a student on as they're starting out. And also with all of the guitars in Alvarez's Regent series, it comes with a gig bag. It's a 5mm foam gig bag that's got pockets and you can put it on your shoulder and look really cool. And that's just built into the price of the instrument. So it's really, really hard to beat. We've been super happy with Alvarez for the price. The value of what you get is really hard to beat. We have not found anything that even comes close. So there you have it, the Alvarez RS26. And you can check these out. If you're in the Birmingham area, please come in and stop by. Get your hands on one of these instruments or have one of our staff people play it for you so you can hear it live. And if you're not in the Birmingham area, you can always order from us online. Go to masonmusicrocks.com, click on the shop link, and we will ship it to you anywhere in the United States for free. And that's all I got today. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And let me know what you think about the Alvarez RS26. Do you have one of these? Have you ever owned an Alvarez? What questions do you have? I'm always watching the comments. I'll be quick to respond. And let me know what you want us to demo next time on the Demo Lab. Until then, rock on.